Okay, welcome back. Before we get started, hit that like button and subscribe. All right, welcome back, man. It is approximately 6 a.m. in the morning, man, and it's a lot of things taking place, man. But before I get started, man, I mean, we got to do better, man. We have to do better as a whole, man. This country, man, America, man, needs to do better, man. Just the basic principles, man, the building blocks, man. Everything is crumbling, man. Let me get in this article. I'm pretty sure some of you may have read this article or saw it on the news. But check this out, man. Let me read this right here. It says, 6-year-old intentionally shoots teacher in Virginia classroom, police say. Suspect in custody. I mean, what is going on, man? A 6-year-old intentionally shoots a teacher. Now it says, a 6-year-old student shot and wounded a teacher at his school in Virginia during an altercation with a 6-year-old inside a first grade classroom Friday. Police and school officials in the city of Newport News said. Experts said a school shooting involving a 6-year-old is extremely rare, although not unheard of, while Virginia law limits the ways in which a child that age can be punished for such a crime. And it also states no students were injured in the shooting at the elementary school, police said. A teacher, a woman in her 30s, suffered life-threatening injuries. Her condition had improved somewhat by late afternoon. I mean, come on, man. I mean, what is going on, man? A 6-year-old? Just think about it. 6 years old, 6 years old. And you already bringing a gun to school. Bringing a gun to school. I mean, where is the parents at? I mean, some of the stuff that you read and hear and see, man, it's just unbelievable, man. But only in America, man. I'm not worrying about nobody else's country right now. I'm not worrying about no war. I'm talking about here, man. You know, the states where you have to reside at. And stuff like this, man, come on, man. You can't turn a blind eye to this. You have a 6-year-old. Not sure where they got the gun from, but 9 times out of 10, they got it from their home. That's just my opinion, man. Wake up in the morning, pack a gun, on their way to school. I mean, it's just unbelievable. You getting into an altercation with a first grader. I mean, what are we teaching these kids, man? What is the internet teaching these kids? What is social media teaching these kids? Rap music, man. You parents out there, man, with these young kids, man, you can't just sit them at the table talking about, okay, be quiet, eat your cereal. You got to start putting some security on that stuff, man. You got to start monitoring the content your child is viewing and listening to, man. And it's only going to get worse, man. It's only going to get worse. Because you have parents out there, man, that's slacking. All they worrying about is a club. On what's the next drug or the next party. The foundation is destroyed in America, man. The whole thing, man, the whole building block is done. I'm talking about family structure, man. It is just terrible, man. It is just terrible, man. And I'm looking back when I was growing up, man, in neighborhoods, man. And this was 1,000%. I'm talking about the difference right now, man. I'm glad I was raised up in back then, man. These kids right now, man, it was totally different, man. 1,000% totally different. It is just unbelievable, man, how this society has changed. It's changing, man. It is changing, man. Some of the stuff that's going on would never go on back then. Some of the stuff you had to keep secret, man. You keep in your household. Now everything is just, oh, okay, I'm free. This is the way I am. I don't care. Man. So if you have kids out there, if you have young children, man, you have to keep an eye out on them, man. You have to monitor the websites. See who they communicating to, man. They up in these schools shooting freaking teachers. It's gotten to the point where the area where I'm at, man, you can't even go into school and check on your kids. Like, say you want to do a surprise visit. No, you got to be on the waiting list. You know? You got to be signed up, scheduled for you to go in that school to talk to the teachers. You got to get scheduled. Basically an appointment. Which is crazy, man. You should be able to go in there. Hey, I'm such and such. I want to check on my student. So everything is just turning around for the worst, man. In my opinion, what I'm seeing stuff like this is definitely turning to the worst, man. It's going downhill, man. And all these grown adults, man, that have these kids, letting them do anything, man, you need to get it together, man. You need to get it together. Because these kids are basically raising themselves. You're not checking their book bags. You're just letting them get up, get themselves dressed, get the gun, and I'm going to school. A 6-year-old. Are you serious? I mean, man. So, I'm telling you, man, I can't even, solutions, man. You can't rely on the churches, man, because a lot of these pastors, man, are all about themselves, man. They want to be bling bling in the spotlight. Man, we ain't got time for that, man. We don't have time for that, man. The best thing I can suggest, man, is you get your own community, man. Y'all have your own church services or religious services, man. You get sound-minded people or individuals, man, and you take your kids there, man. Because a lot of these churches are failing the community. You know, all they worrying about is the offering. They look out there, and if the church house is packed, oh, they good, yeah. You know, but they truly not trying to help you out. They not trying to build up that family structure. Ain't no counseling or nothing like that. I mean, these kids are off the chain, man. You know, depending where you at, you can't discipline your kids. You can't talk to them. You'll go to jail. You know, so it is just unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. You couldn't pay me to bring another baby in this world right now. You couldn't pay me, man. You could not pay me enough money to bring another child in this world, man. What's going on right now, man? Are you serious? Just unbelievable, man. All right, man. You got 42% of Americans have less than $1,000 in savings. 42% of Americans have less than $1,000 in their savings. And this is a 2022 survey. And this is out of, let me give you this. This is out of Market Watch. And man, that's crazy, man. I mean, how are people going to survive, man? Certain parts of the area, man, they seeing an increase in home invasions, man. You know, if you got young children out there, they hooking up with some of these knuckleheads, man. Oh, they coming over to your house while you at work, man, scoping out your house, and then they're gonna come back and they're gonna rob your house. And this is a true story. This is what happened. They went over this. They went over this woman's house. You know, the girl was being hot in the pants, the little young lady. So a couple of the young boys, homeboys, went back over there, robbed the house, man, stole some guns, but the house was a police officer, man. You know, and it's just unbelievable, man. It is just telling you, man. You got to watch these kids, man. You have to watch these kids, man. It is getting worse out here, man. It is just all the building blocks, man, are being destroyed, man. The blocks that your grandmother, your father were built upon. You know, no morals. It's just like, oh, I don't care. Let that person be this person. Let that person be that person. Are you freaking serious? Man, you got this. I mean, what do you do? What do you do? You got to have these conversations now when they young. I'm talking about as soon as they come out the damn womb. 6 months, you got to be whispering the baby ear, hey, blah, 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 until they get old. That's just my opinion. Because if you got 6-year-olds bringing guns to school shooting teachers, just amazing, man. You 6 years old and you already plotting to shoot somebody. 42% of Americans don't even have $1,000 in their savings, or they have less than $1,000 in their savings. Come on, man. Come on, man. That's why, man, I don't hang around a lot of people that's not doing, just basically not being productive, man. I don't got time to be sitting around talking about old stories. It's time to build the foundation, man. Especially if you up in your 40s, 50s, 60s. You know, still playing around, playing games, hanging in your mom's house. Basically, you may be living in your mom's basement, depending on who you are. Yeah, we got those grown adults still living in their mother basement or move back in because they couldn't handle it out there in the real world. They mismanaged money. You know, when they ran up those credit cards, created a lot of debt. Now the bills piled up. Oh, I got to file bankruptcy. I think I'm going to move back with mom and dad. Let's bring the 15 kids we got and let's go live with mom and dad and let's save some money. Now you got the kids back in there tearing up their house, destroying everything, messing up the furniture. And 9 times out of 10, you ain't going to pay your way if you move back to your mother or your parents' house. That's just my opinion. So, man, we got to do better as a whole, man. You can't fix nobody else's situation until you fix your house. You know, stuff what's going on out there, man. Come on, man. That stuff starts from the home, man. If you got firearms, man, you got to make sure they locked up, man. You are responsible for those firearms, man. You can't leave those things laying around where a 6-year-old can get their hands on it, put it in their book bag, or put it in their jacket and take it to school and shoot a teacher. It is just crazy, man. So I don't want to be on here ramping and raiding and stuff like that, man. But some of the stuff, just got to speak on it, man. You just got to make other people aware of it. So if you out there, man, and you have firearms, make sure you locking these things up, man, or you putting them in an area where you can't have your 6-year-old take the gun and possibly shoot somebody with it. Possibly shoot you. But yeah, man. So my advice to anybody out there, man, stay focused, man. When you leave your household, man, say your prayers, man. When you come back in your house, say your prayers, man. Don't bring those demons inside of your house, man. That thought process inside of your house, man. You got to keep your house your castle. You know what I'm saying? It has to be peace when you come inside of your castle. If you have someone in there, just my opinion, that's not, we talking about grown kids, uncles, whoever, and they not paying their way. It's time for them to make some adjustments, man. I'm telling you, inflation kicking in, man. It's kicking in. Gas prices going up. Everything is going up. You know, ain't nothing wrong you telling your grown child or grown man or grown woman, hey, look, you're going to have to get it together. You got about 60 days to get it together. Because what's going on outside on them streets, man, we ain't got, you don't have time to be slipping. So I just wanted to bring this story to light, man. And if you prepping out there, man, food is good, man. Water is good. Having the necessary supplies, man. But make sure you are also prepping to keep your house in order. Don't just stock up on food and water and your kids are doing anything, man. As parents, we got to still prep the kids, man. We got to prep the kids to get them ready for what's out there, because you're not going to always be around. And I'm out. Hit that like button and subscribe. Thank you for watching.